Once upon a time there was a woman who had a daughter and a stepdaughter. The daughter always got her way and was praised by her mother for everything she did. On the other hand, the stepdaughter had a difficult life. No matter what she did, she was always blamed and received little gratitude for her efforts. Everything she did was considered wrong, even though she was truly kind hearted and selfless. Unfortunately, her stepmother disliked her, and the poor girl spent her days in tears. Living peacefully with her stepmother was impossible. The wicked woman was determined to get rid of the girl, one way or another. She kept urging her father, saying, "Send her away, old man! Send her anywhere so that I won't have to see her or hear her voice again. Leave her in the fields and let the freezing cold finish her off." No matter how much the poor father wept and begged for mercy, his pleas fell on deaf ears. He had no choice but to place his daughter in a sled without even giving her a warm blanket, and he drove her out to the bare, open fields. He kissed her goodbye and hurriedly drove home, unable to bear witnessing her miserable fate. Left alone by her father, the poor girl sat beneath a fir tree at the forest edge, silently weeping. Suddenly, she heard a faint sound. It was King Frost, leaping from tree to tree and crackling his fingers as he went. Eventually, he reached the fir tree where she sat, and with a crisp crackling sound, he landed beside her, gazing at her beautiful face. "Well, young maiden," he said abruptly, "do you know who I am? I am King Frost, the ruler of the Frosty Noses." "Greetings to you, great king," the girl replied in a soft trembling voice. "Have you come to take me away?" "Are you warm, maiden?" he asked. "I am quite warm, King Frost," she answered, although she shivered as she spoke. King Frost bent down and approached the girl. The crackling sound grew louder, and the air seemed filled with icy knives and darts. Once again he inquired, "Maiden, are you warm? Are you warm, you beautiful girl?" Although her breath was nearly frozen on her lips, she whispered gently, "I am still warm, King Frost." This made King Frost grind his teeth and crack his fingers. His eyes sparkled and the crackling sound grew even louder. For the last time he asked, "Maiden, are you still warm? Are you still warm, my dear?" The poor girl was so stiff and numb that she could barely gasp, "I am still warm, O king." Moved by her kind and polite words as well as her patient nature, King Frost felt pity for her. He wrapped her in furs and covered her with blankets. Then he brought out a large box containing jewels and a rich robe embroidered with gold and silver. The girl put on the robe and looked more beautiful than ever. King Frost took her with him in his sled, drawn by 6 white horses. Meanwhile, the wicked stepmother eagerly awaited news of the girl's demise. She was preparing pancakes for a feast to celebrate her stepdaughter's death. She said to her husband, "Old man, go out into the fields and find your daughter's body and bury her." Just as the old man was leaving the house, the little dog began to bark, saying, "Your daughter shall live and bring you joy. Her daughter shall die this very night." "Be quiet, you foolish creature," scolded the woman. "Here is a pancake for you, but you must say, 'Her daughter shall have riches untold. His daughter is frozen bitter and cold.'" However, the little dog devoured the pancake and continued barking, repeating the same words. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and a large heavy chest was pushed inside. Following it was the stepdaughter, radiantly beautiful, adorned in a dress adorned with silver and gold. The stepmother's eyes were momentarily dazzled. She called out to her husband, The old man quickly harnessed the horses to the sled and took my daughter to the exact same spot in the field. So the old man took the girl and left her beneath the same tree where he had abandoned his daughter earlier. Within minutes, King Frost passed by and looked at the girl. He asked, "Are you warm, maiden?" "What a blind old fool you must be to ask such a question," she angrily replied. "Can't you see that my hands and feet are nearly frozen?" At that, King Frost leaped back and forth in front of her, questioning her. However, he received only rude and harsh words in response. Eventually, he grew very angry and cracked his fingers, gnashed his teeth, and froze her to death. Meanwhile, back at the house, the stepmother anxiously awaited her daughter's return. Growing impatient, she said to her husband, "Prepare the horses, old man, and bring our daughter back home. But be careful not to overturn the sled and lose the chest." Once again the little dog began to bark, saying, "Your daughter is frozen, so lifeless and cold. She will never possess a chest full of gold." "Don't tell such wicked lies," scolded the woman. "Here is a cake for you. Now say, her daughter shall marry a king of might." At that very moment, the door creaked open, and the woman rushed outside to greet her daughter. As she embraced the frozen body, she too was chilled to death. If you like this story, give thumbs up to this video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. Take care. Bye bye.